Today we are going to discuss May-June 2025 paper 4-2, and this one is the calculator paper for the extended one. Now these are the instructions we have to follow. The total marks for the paper is 100 marks. Let's move to the question number 1. Now these are the formulas we have. This will be given to us and we can use these formulas during the paper 4. Let's move to question number 1. A quadrilateral has these properties. The diagonals are the only line of symmetry. It has rotational symmetry of order 2. Write down the mathematical name of this quadrilateral. Now we know that this quadrilateral will be rhombus. Now rhombus is a shape. Rhombus is a quadrilateral which has the rotational symmetry of order 2, and it has the diagonal lines are the only line of symmetry. Let's move to the next one. The diagram shows the net of a solid. Write down the mathematical name of this solid. Now we know that this is very clear that if we close this one, this will be a triangular prism. I hope that this thing is clear. Let's move to question number 3. Now question number 3, the mass of a box is 2.4 kg, more than the mass of a box A. Calculate the mass of box A and the mass of box B. Now we know that the multiplying factor is x. Now it means that this will be 7x minus 4x will be equals to 2.4, because they are saying that this one is more than this one, so it means that the difference is 2.4. So if we simplify, this will be 3x is equals to 2.4, which means x is equals to 2.4 divided by 3. Now we can see the values of x, so this will be 2.4 divided by 3. So this will be 4 by 5, or you can say 0.8. Now from here what we can do is, we know that the box A was 4x, so which means 4 into 0.8, and then we have box B, it was 7x, so which means 7 into 0.8. so the first one will be 0.8 multiplied by 4. This will be 3.2, and the other one will be 0.8 multiplied by 7. So this will be 5.6. So box A will be 3.2 and box B will be 5.6. I hope that the concept is clear. Let's move to the next one. Question number 4. A trapezium is given to us. Work out the area. Now we know that the area of the trapezium is always equals to half base sum of the parallel sides. So 10 plus 12 into the height of the trapezium, that is 8. So if we simplify it, this will be 1 by 2 into 22 into 8, and if we simplify it on the calculator, we can get the final answer. 22 multiplied by 8 whole divided by 2. So the answer is 88 centimeter cube. Let's move to question number 5. Now in question number 5, they are saying that Scott changes $300 into the pounds. The exchange rate is this. So we know that from the exchange rate, we know that $1 will be equals to 1 by 1.20 pounds. So which means that $300 multiply 300 on both sides. So this will be 300 divided by 1.20 pounds. So we can easily find out the final result. So final result will be 300 divided by 1.20. So this will be 250. So the final answer should be 250 pounds. Let's move to question number 6. A solid wooden cone has base radius 4 centimeter and the height is 12 centimeter. The density of the wood is 0.74. Calculate the mass of the cone. The formula for the density is given to us. Density is equals to mass divided by volume. Now we know the value of density. We have to find out the volume. Now the volume of the cone, the formula is given on the first sheet, list of the formula, that the volume of the cone will be equals to 1 by 3 into pi into r square into height. Now we know that 1 by 3 pi r square means radius is 4, so 4 square and height is 12. So this means that this will be 1 by 3 pi into 16 into 12. Now if we simplify it using the calculator simply, so this will be 1 by 3 multiply by pi multiply by 16 multiply by 12. So the final answer will be 64 pi. So let's take the accurate value. So 64 pi. Now we know that density is equals to, so density is 0.74. We don't know the value of mass, divided by the volume is 64 pi. So mass will be equals to 0.74 into 64 pi. Now if we simply multiply it with 0.74, so this will be equals to 148.78. So mass will be equals to 148.785 and so on. As we know that we can see that this one is not an exact answer. So for exact answer we have to write the answer up to 3 significant figures. So 149 will be the final answer. So we have to write 149 over here. Let's move to question number 7. Y is equals to mx plus c. So we have to rearrange the formula to make m the subject. So this should be y minus c is equals to mx, and finally m will be equals to y minus c whole divided by x. So the final answer for this one will be y minus c whole divided by x. Let's move to question number 8. Now in question number 8, we just need to use the calculator directly. So we can use the calculator like this: fraction 2.1 whole square minus 1.9. Just carefully write the values into the calculator. So 0.5. So this will be equals to 5.02. 5.02. This will be the final answer. Let's move to question number 9. Solve the equations simultaneously. Now in this equation we can cleverly see that we can directly do this question by using the elimination method. So this will be 2w minus 3y is equals to 11. So multiply 3 on both sides in the second equation. So this will be 9w plus 3y is equals to 33. So if we add these two, we can cancel out this one. So this will be 11y is equals to 44. So w will be equals to 44 divided by 11, which means w is equals to 4. Now use w in any of the equation. We know that the equation is 3w. The equation is 3w plus y is equals to 11. So for y, we just need to put the value over here. So y is equals to 11. So y is equals to 11 minus 12. So which will be, y will be equals to minus 1. So w is equals to 4 and y is equals to minus 1. Let's move to question number 10. Now in question number 10, a group of 12 adults and 9 children travel on a bus. The cost of an adult ticket is this. The cost of a child ticket is this. The total cost of the ticket is this. The total cost of the, now we know that the cost of, so total cost means cost of adult plus cost of child. So we know that the cost of adult should be, we have 12 adults total, so this should be equals to, total cost is 277.50. Cost of the adult should be 12 into n plus cost of the child should be 9 into n minus 10. So if we simplify, 277.50 is equals to 12n plus 9n minus 90. So this will be equals to 277.50 plus 90 is equals to 12 plus 9 should be 21n. Now if we simplify it, n will be equals to, simply add this one, 277.50 plus 90. So this will be 367.5 whole divided by 21. So n will be equals to, n is basically the cost of one adult. So n will be equals to this divided by 21. So n will be equals to $17.5 will be the cost. Let's move to the next question, question number 11. Now in question number 11, it is given that in a sale the original price of a shirt is reduced by this. Now first of all, the sale price of the shirt is this. So let the original price is X. So the original price is reduced by 15% of X, and then we will have the sale price that should be 23.63. Now this means that 15 divided by 100 multiplied by X is equals to 23.63, and from here we can say 1 minus 0.15x, not 1, x minus 0.15x is equals to 23.63. Now if we simplify it over here, this will be 1 minus 0.85. So 1 minus 0.15 will be equals to 0.85. So 0.85x is equals to 23.63. So x, which is the original price, will be 23.63 divided by 0.85. I hope that the concept is clear. So 23.63 divided by 0.85, so this will be equals to 27.8. so x is equals to 27.8, which means this should be the final answer. Let's move to question number 12. The length of a rectangle is 16 centimeter. Correct to nearest meter. So correct to nearest meter means 16 centimeter means, so nearest meter means we have to add 0.5, means 1 divided by 2 is 0.5. So if we add 0.5, we will have the upper bound. If we subtract 0.5, we will have the lower bound. Now the width of the rectangle is 14 centimeter. Correct to nearest centimeter. So it means that for 14 plus 0.5, this will be 14.5, and minus, so this will be the lower bound of 14. Now let's move to the question. Calculate the lower bound of the perimeter. Now we know that perimeter is sum of all sides, sum of length all sides. So this should be equal. For lower bound, what we have to do? We have to use the lower bound of all these values. So for lower bound, we can write 15.5 plus 15.5 plus, this should be 13. 13.5 plus 13.5. So if we use the calculator, 15.5 plus 15.5 plus 13.5 plus 13.5. So this will be equals to 58. So 58 centimeter will be the final answer. Let's move to question number 13. Now question number 13, calculate the length of PR. Now these two are mathematically similar, so PR should be, we can use the ratio method. So 9 divided by 6 is equals to 12 divided by PR. We have to see the corresponding sides. So this should be equals to P, if we rearrange it, so PR will be equals to 12 multiplied by 6 divided by 9. So if we simplify it, okay, let's use the calculator. So 12 multiplied by 6 divided by 9. So this will be 8. So 8 will be the final answer. Let's move to the next one. The triangle ABC and triangle PQ are the cross section of two prisms. These prisms are mathematically similar. The volume of the smaller prism is this. Calculate the volume of the largest prism. So volume of the larger, so we have to use the ratio again, is equals to the ratio of the volume of larger and smaller prisms will be equals to the ratio of the corresponding side, like 9, use these two sides because it is given in the question. Now what we have to do, as we are comparing the ratio with the length, we have to take the cube on both sides. So this should be equals to volume of the larger side will be equals to 9 cube is, we can see, let me use this one, that 9 by 6 whole cube, 9 by 6 whole cube will be equals to 27 by 8. So 27 by 8 multiplied by volume of the smaller prism. So 27 by 8 multiply by 1120. I hope that the concept is clear. Now this will be equals to 27 by 8. So if we multiply it, this will be multiplied by 1120. So this will be equals to 3780. I hope that the concept is clear. 3780 will be the final answer. Let's move to question number 14. Now question number 14, the command word is factorize. So we have to take the common because we can see that we have 4 terms. So x minus 2 will be the answer, then minus a into x minus 2. Now overall what we have to do, we have to take the common. So this will be 5 minus a. So x minus 2 into 5 minus a will be the final answer. I hope that the concept is clear. Let's move to question number 15. Now question number 15, the interior angle of a regular polygon is 172 degrees. Find the number of sides of this polygon. So now we know that each interior angle of a regular polygon, let me write the formula over here. Each interior angle of a regular polygon, this will be n minus 2 into 180 whole divided by n. Now we know that interior angle of polygon is 172. So 172 is equals to n minus 2 into 180 whole divided by n. Now if we shift it to the other side, so this should be 172 is equals to 180n minus 360. Now if we rearrange it, so this should be equals to, from this step this should be equals to 360 degrees is equals to 180n minus 172n. So this will be 8n is equals to 360. So n will be equals to 360 divided by 8. So 360 divided by 8, this will be equals to 45. So n will be equals to 45. Let's move to question number 16. On the day, the probability that the weather will be sunny is 0.7. Find the probability that on any day the weather will not be sunny. Of course, it should be 0.3. How it is 0.3? Because 1 minus 0.7 is 0.3. Let's move to the B part. When the weather is sunny, the probability that Rohit goes for a walk is 0.9. So let's make a probability tree diagram. So we know that we have two choices, whether it's sunny, whether it's not sunny. Then we have the other one is walk and not walk. Then we can say walk and not walk. Now when the weather is sunny, the probability of this is 0.7 and 0.3. Now weather is sunny, the probability that Rohit goes for walk is 0.9. Now if it is 0.9, this should be 0.1. Then when the weather is not sunny, the probability that Rohit goes for a walk is 0.2. So 0.2 and this should be 0.8. I hope that this thing is clear, this tree diagram is clear. Find the probability that on any day Rohit goes for a walk. Okay, tree diagram is not required in this question, but the thing is that if we will draw it, it will show us the clear picture. Now, find the probability that on any day that Rohit goes for a walk, it means we have to choose this path and this path. So, which means we have to find out whether it's sunny and walk plus probability of whether it's not sunny and walk. Now, if we simplify it, we know that this should be 0.7 multiplied by 0.9 plus 0.3 multiplied by 0.2. As we know that we have this question is of 3 marks, so we will not take any risk, and we will write each and every value over here. 0.7 multiplied by 0.9, so this will be equals to 0.63 plus 0.3 multiplied by 0.2, so this should be equals to 0.06. Now if we add these two, 0.63, if we add these two, the answer will be 0.69. So this will be the final answer. Let's move to question number 17. Now in question number 17, Alex invests 400 at a rate of this per year simple interest. Find the total amount Alex has at the end of 5 years. So what we have to do, simple interest, the formula for the simple interest will be equals to I is equals to PRT. Now I is equals to PRT, so I will be equals to, I means the profit or the interest amount. So this will be 400 into 2.3 divided by 100, because we cannot multiply percent with the number, so we have to divide it, we have to write it into a fraction into 5. Now what we have to do, simply type it in the calculator. 400 multiplied by fraction 2.3 divided by 100 multiplied by 5. So this will be equals to 46. Now 46 is the profit amount. You can say that 46 is the interest amount or the profit amount. So find the total amount Alex has at the end of, so they are asking about the total amount. So read the question carefully and then decide what you have to write in the final answer. So the total amount should be equals to 400 plus 46. So this should be equals to 446 will be the final answer. Let's move to question number B, the part B. Virat has $100 to spend. In February he spends X dollars. In March he spends this. In February he spends more than he spends in March. Now what we can do is we have to see at the end of April Virat has 33.80 amount remaining. So what we have to do is we have the total amount is 100 minus what he has spent is in February he has spent X amount, X dollars. Now plus in March he spent 10% more than he spent in February. Okay, 10% more than, so 10% means that this should be X plus 10% of X. So now what we have to do, or we can say that if we write it into a simplest form, this should be X plus 1.1, this should be X plus 10 by 100 X or 0.1 X, or we can say 100 minus X plus 1 plus 0.1, so 1 plus 0.1, this should be equals to 1.1. So 1.1 X plus, now they are saying that 10% more than he spent in March. Now in March he spent 1 point, so 10% more spent than he spent. Okay, so it means that this should be in March he spent 1.1x plus 10% of 1.1x. Okay, this one is for February, this one is for March, this one is for April. February, March and April. Okay, fine. Now if we simplify it, this should be equals to, now 1.1x plus 10% of this means 1.1x plus 10 by 100 multiplied by 1.1x. So if we simplify it, this should be equals to fraction 10 divided by 100 multiply by 1.1. So this will be equals to this thing plus 1.1. So this should be equals to 1.21x, 1.21x. Now if we add these brackets, so plus 1.1 plus 1, so this should be equals to 3.31x. So 100 minus 3.31x. Now keep this thing in your mind. This one should be equals to the remaining amount, because the total amount he has is 100 and we have to subtract the spending amount, the spend amount. So 33.80, this will be 33.80, this will be 33.80. Now if we simplify it, this should be 100 minus 33.80 is equals to 3.31x. Now what we can do, we have to use the calculator directly. So we can write it as 100 minus 33.80, this will be equals to 66.2. 66.2 is equals to 3.31x. So x will be equals to 66.2 divided by 3.31. So if we divide it with 3.31, this will be equals to 20. So x should be equals to 20. I hope that the concept is clear. If you still have any question, you can ask it in the comment section. Let's move to the C part. Now Bobby invests 500 in an account that pays compound interest each year. At the end of 17 years, the value of Bobby's investment is this. Find the value of Bobby's investment at the end of 20 years. Now we can see that this one is the question of compound interest, which means that which means that we have to use the formula, that is uh, total amount is equals to P into 1 plus R whole power T. Now for the first 17 years we can write it as total amount he received is 700.13 is equals to 500 into 1 plus R. We don't know the value of R, so whole divided by whole power 17. So what we can do is we can rearrange it like this, is equals to 1 plus R whole power 17. Now from here we have to take the 17th root on both sides. So if we take 17th root on both sides, this will be cancelled out, and on left hand side this will be equals to what? This will be equals to shift this 17, and then over here we will have a fraction like 700.13 divided by 500. So this will be equal to 1.02. 1.02 is equals to 1 plus R percent. Basically this one is R divided by 100. So if we R divided by 100 will be equals to 1.02 minus 1, and then for the value of R we have to use R will be equals to 0.02 multiplied by 100. So if we, what we have to do, this one is the answer. So this minus 1, the answer is 0.02, and then if we multiply it with 100, the value of R will be 2%. So we can say R is equals to 2%. Now, and if you want to calculate in terms of percent, so R percent will be equal to 0.02. Now what we have to do is we have to use the same amount for 20 years. Now we know that total amount should be after 20 years should be equals to, initial amount was 500, 1 plus R is basically 0.02 divided, basically this should be 0.02 because 2% divided by 100 is 0.02 whole power 20. Now if we simply use the calculator, so what will be the answer? This plus 1 whole power 20 multiply by 500. So the answer is, actually we have to do it again. Actually this one is, let me do it again, 500 multiply by 1 plus 0.02 whole power 20. So this will be equals to 742.97. Now we have to write the answer into the 3 significant form, 3698, 3698. Now we have to write it into 3 significant forms. So this will be equals to 742. I will prefer to use to correct to 2 decimal place because they give us the value into the 2 decimal up to the 2 decimal place. So I will write the answer for this should be 742.97. I will take the hint from the question that after 17 years he got 700.13. So I will use the same method to represent my question. I hope that the concept is clear. Let's move to question number 18. Now in question number 18, find the value of x, y and z. Now for the first one, we know that this one is a triangle. So what we have to do for x, what we can do is 180 minus 125 minus 26. So just use the calculator. This will be 180 minus 125 minus 26. So this will be equals to 29. So x will be equals to 29. Now let's see what we have to do for the value of y. For the value of y will be equals to 52. Why 52? Because we can see that the reason for this is that this one is a cyclic quadrilateral. This one is a cyclic quadrilateral. So not cyclic quadrilateral. This one is from the same chord. This 52 is from the same chord AB. Because we can see from here that this one is the chord AB and the line so we can see that these two lines are these two angles are from the same chord, so this should be same. I hope that this thing is clear. Let's move to the z. How we can find out the z? So for z what we have to do is we have to see the cyclic quadrilateral. Which quadrilateral? It's totally up to you. Cyclic quadrilateral. So which quadrilateral? So we have to see the cyclic quadrilateral E, B, C, D. This quadrilateral. We have to see this quadrilateral. Now what we can do is we can see that the angle B. For angle B what we have to do, if this angle is 125, this will be 180 minus 125. 180 minus 125, so this will be 55. So if this one is 55, so 55 plus 52 and then 180 minus answer, so this should be equals to 55 plus 52 will be equals to 107. So 107, 180 minus 107 will be equals to 73. So if this angle is of 73, we can easily find out the remaining angle. So but we have to show the working that angle B will be equals to 180 minus 55 minus 52. So this will be 73. So if this angle is of 73, z will be equals to 180 minus 73. So z will be equals to 180 minus 73. So 180 minus 73. So this will be equals to 107. So 107 will be the final answer. I hope that the concept is clear and it's quite easy. Now we have to write the values over here, that 29, this will be 52 and this will be 107. You can do your working over here, over space over here, but you have to write you have to mention your working you have to present your working very clearly. Let's move to question number 19. In question number 19, we have to find out f of minus 3. So f of minus 3 will be equals to minus 3 plus 1. So this will be equals to minus 2. Let's move to the B part. The domain of g of x is this. Find the range of this. So for range of this, we know that when x is minus 3, y is, or the range is minus 2. So we have minus 2. Then we have to find out f of not minus 2. We have to be very careful about this. This one is of g of x. So g of x, for g of x, what we have to do, g of minus 3 will be equals to 5 minus 2 into minus 3. So 5 plus 6, so this will be 11. This will be the first domain range. Then g of 0 will be 5 minus 2 into 0, which means 5 minus 0, which means 5. So we have to write 5 over here. Then the last one should be g of 2. So g of 2, this will be 5 minus 2 into 2. So 5 minus 4, which will be 1. So 1 will be, this will be the range and this will be the final answer. Let's move to the next one, C part. H of x is this. So h of x is 2 power x is equals to 1 by, this should be 2 power 5. Let me check it again, that 2 power 5 is 32. So I can write 32 as 2 power 5. So if we shift it from the numerator to the denominator, from denominator to the numerator, we have to change the sign. Now bases are same, which means x will be equals to minus 5. So x will be equals to minus 5. Now let's move to the D part, h inverse of x, but we must know that h of x is equals to 2 power x. Now in the D part, they are saying h inverse of x is equals to 3. So if we shift this h towards the right side, this should be x is equals to h of 3. Now x will be equals to h of 3. Now we know that if h of x is this, h of 3 should be equals to 2 power 3, which will be 8. So x will be equals to 8. This will be the final answer. I hope that the concept is clear. Let's move to the next question, question number 20. Now in question number 20, we have to find out the length of AB. The length of AB. Now we know that the triangle ABD is a right angle triangle. So if it is a right angle triangle, we can easily find out the side AB, because if we use tan of 34, this should be equals to perpendicular should be AB over hypotenuse, perpendicular over base. So base is 12. We know that the side opposite to the 90 degree should be equals to hypotenuse, and the side adjacent to the angle will be equals to the base. Now if we rearrange it, so AB will be equals to 12 multiplied by tan of 34. So 12 multiplied by tan of 34, this will be equals to 8.094. 8.094, 8.0941, and so on. So we have to write the answer into 3 significant figures. So this should be equals to 8.09. This will be the final answer. Let's move to the B part, area of the quadrilateral. Now for the area of the quadrilateral, we have to use area of the quadrilateral ABC will be equals to area of ABCD should be equals to area of triangle ABD plus area of triangle BCD. Now we know that this should be, this one is the right angle triangle, so base into height, 1 by 2 base into height, for so 12 into 8.09. So 12 into 8.09 for the first one, plus for the other one 1 by 2 into adjacent sides. So we can use the adjacent sides 10 and 12. So 10 and 12. So 10 into 12, 10 into 12 sine of 34. So if we simplify it using the calculator, this should be equals to fraction 1 by 2 multiply by 12 multiply by 8.0941. Let's use the accurate values over here. So this will be equals to 48.5646 plus, let's see the other one. So fraction 1 by 2 multiply by 10 multiply by 12 multiply by sine of 34. So this will be equals to 33.551. Now I have to show my working, so that is why, but on the calculator I will try to use the accurate values. Like over here you can see 1 by 2 10 into 12 sine 34. This, so use the calculator very wisely. So this will be plus half 1 by 2 multiply by 12 multiply by 8.0941. So this will be equals to 82.11617, 82.11617, and so on. We have to correct it to the three significant figures. So 88, not 88, it's 82. So this should be equals to 82.116. So this means 82.1 will be the final answer. So 82.1 will be the final answer. Let's move to the next one. Next part, calculate the perimeter of the quadrilateral. Now perimeter of the quadrilateral means what? For perimeter of the quadrilateral, what we have to do, we need a diagram. So we can use the diagram over here. Calculate the perimeter of the quadrilateral. So we know the length of, we have to find out the length of AD. So perimeter should be equals to AD, sum of all sides, plus DC plus CB plus AB. Now I will try my best to use the accurate values so that our answers should be correct. Now for AD we have to use the Pythagoras theorem. Now for Pythagoras theorem, this will be equals to, let me find it separately so that we should not have any ambiguity. So AB, like in the first part we have discussed this thing, that AB will be equals to what? AB will be equals to 12 into tan of 34. Is it clear? Similarly for AD will be equals to, hypotenuse square is equals to base square plus perpendicular square. Perpendicular is 12 tan of 34 square. Now for CB, what we can do is we can use the cosine law. So for CB, let me write the CB over here, that CB will be equals to, CB square will be equal to square root of 10 square plus 12 square minus 2 into 10 into 12 into cos of 56. I hope that I'm clear to all of you. So let's start from CB. Now we know that this one is a little bit complicated, so I will start from there and then we'll try to find out, try to write down the final answer. So this will be equals to 10 square plus 12 square minus 2 into 12 into 10 into cos of 56. Now we have to take the square root of the answer. So this will be equals to 10.4782. So CB is 10.4782, AB is 12 tan of 34, DC is 10, and the last one AD is 12 square plus 12 tan of 34 whole square. Now P will be equals to what? Now for P, we know that this one is the value CB plus 12 tan of 34 plus square root of 12 square plus 12 tan of 34 square. So this will be equals to, there is a syntax error, so 12 into tan of 34 whole square. So this will be equals to 30.046. So plus 10. So this will be equals to 43.0469. So correct to three significant figure, this will be 43.1 will be the final answer. Let me cross check this one again. We will start from over there, that this will be 10 square plus 12 square minus 2 into 10 into 12 cos of 56. This one is 10.46 plus 12 tan of 34 plus square root of 12 square plus 12 multiplied by tan of 34 bracket close whole square. So this will be equals to 33 point, so plus 10. So the final answer will be 43. So this will be the final answer, 43.1. I hope that the concept is clear. I will prefer that use the exact values for the final answer so that you will get the accurate answer, accurate final answer. Now let's move to the D part. In the D part, calculate the shortest distance from B to the line AD. So B to the line AD. B to the line AD will be this one. This should be, we have to find out the shortest distance. Now shortest distance will, this will be 90 degrees. Now this angle is of 90 degrees. Shortest distance mean B to the line AD means this will be 90 degrees. So basically we will have a triangle like this. This point is, let's say, M. So MBD. Now this angle is of 34, this angle is of 90, and BD is 12. So we have to find MB. So for MB, what we can do is, we can write it as, what we can do is, we can use sine. So sine of 34 will be equals to MB divided by hypotenuse. So MB, or the shortest distance, will be equals to 12 sine of 34. So 12 multiplied by sine of 34 will be equal to 6.71. So 6.71 will be the final answer. I hope that the concept is clear for question number 20. Let's move to question number 21. Now in question number 21, it is given that simplify 3t power 5 multiply by, so we have to simply multiply it like this. So this will be 15t power 8. 5 3 is 15, t power 8, yes. So 15t power 8 will be the final answer. I hope that the concept is clear. Let's move to this one, B part. In B part, so we have to write it like this, 64 power 5 by 6 multiply by u power 36 whole power 5 by 6. So we can directly use the calculator for this. So what we can do is 64 whole power 5 by 6, 5 by 6. So this will be 32. So 32 multiply by u power. Whenever we have power on power, we have to multiply. So 36 multiply by 5 by 6. multiply by 5 by 6. So 5 by 6. So this will be equal to 30. So u power 30. So it means that this will be 32 u power 30 will be the final answer. Let's move to question number 22. Now in question number 22, first one is find the probability that this student does not copy geography and does not study history. So this should be equal. We know that these five students does not study history and does not study geography. So what we can do, we have to simply write it 5 divided by the total, that is 33. Let's move to the next one, study geography and studies history. So study geography and study history is 13. So we have to write it 13 by 33. Let's move to the next one, that two of the students who study history are picked at random. Find the probability that one student also studies geography and one student does not study geography. Okay, so for this one we know that geography and does not geography plus probability of not geography, and the second one is the geography student. Now first of all we have to identify that the geography students will be 14. How this will be 14? Because the students who study both, okay, so this will be 6 students study geography and 7 students study history. So for geography, if we add it, this should be equals to, geography students will be 14 and not geography students will be 19. Not geography students will be 19. So if we, because we add these two, so this will be 14 and 19. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to write it like this: 14 divided by 33 multiply by, not geography students will be 19 divided by 33 plus, similarly from here, not 33, this should be 32. This should be 32 plus, not geography, 19 divided by 33 multiply by 14 divided by 32. So what we have to do is, we have to simply multiply it like this: 14, we have to use the fraction, 14 divided by 33 multiply by fraction 19 divided by 32. So multiply by 2. So the answer will be 133 by 133 by 264, or we can say that 0.504. 0.504, this will be the final answer. Basically in 3 significant figures this will be the final answer, or we can say 133 by 264 will be the final answer. I hope that the concept is clear. Let's move to question number 23. We have to simplify this equation. So first we can take h as common. So h plus 4 whole divided by, in the denominator we can use the identity, that is a square minus b square is equals to a plus b into a minus b. A plus b into a minus b. So this will be h plus 4 into h minus 4. So we can cancel out these two. So this should be h divided by h minus 4. So this will be the final answer. I hope that the concept is clear. Let's move to question number 24. Now in question number 4, Ahmed walks 2 km at a speed of x km per hour. He then walks further 3 kilometers at a speed of this. The total time he takes to walk 5 km is this. So the time is given to us. So we know that v is equals to s by t, and from here we can write it as time will be equals to s by v. If we cross multiply, this will be s by b. So for the first 2 km, the time should be equals to 2 divided by x, because the speed is x, plus for the next 3 kilometers the time should be equals to 3 divided by x plus 1, and this should be equals to the total time. The total time will be 4 1s are 4 and 5, so this should be 5 by 4. Now this one is a very basic question, and we know that once you decode the wording, the word problem, you will easily find out the final answer. So this should be x plus 1 plus 3 into x whole divided by x into x plus 1 is equals to 5 by 4. Now this should be equals to 2x plus 2 plus 3x whole divided by x square plus x is equals to 5 by 4. Now from here what you can do is, this should be 5x plus 2 divided by x square plus x 5 by 4, and cross multiply. This should be 5 4, basically this should be 4 into 5x. You can do it directly, but just for the sake of explanation I am just trying to share each and every step. So this will be 20x plus 8 is equals to 5x square plus 5x. Now if we shift it to the other side, it should be 5x square plus 5x minus 20x plus minus 8. So minus 8. So finally we can say 5x square minus 15x minus 8. That is what we need for this question. They were saying that show that this thing is equals to 5x square minus 15x minus 8. I hope that the concept is clear. Let's move to the next one. Now in the next one they're saying that find the value of x showing all your working. Now if we compare it, a will be equals to 5, b will be equals to minus 15, and c will be equals to minus 8. So x will be equals to minus into minus 15 plus minus minus 15 square minus 4 into 5 into minus 8 whole divided by 2/8. So 2 into 5. Now after this what I will do is, I will try to find out the values using the calculator. So mod 5 3, a is 5, b is minus 15, c is minus 8. So we will have two answers. X1 will be equals to 15 plus 385, 15 plus square root of 385 divided by 10. Similarly, the other value will be, and in the decimal this will be equals to 3.462 and so on. The other value will be equals to 15 minus 385 whole divided by 10. You can check this one, and in the decimal this will be equals to minus 0.462 and so on. Now the important point over here is that which answer will be the final answer, and they were saying that correct your answer up to the 2 decimal place. Now for 2 decimal place, first of all we have to decide that which answer will be the final answer. Actually the x was in kilometer. X was basically what? This was kilometer per hour. So we have to use the positive value. So this should be equals to 3.462. If we correct it to the 2 decimal place, so this will be 3.462 4, 6. This will be the final answer. I hope that the concept is clear. Let's move to question number 25. Now in question number 25, P is the point 80 and Q is the point 20 and 6. Find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of PQ. Now we know that the gradient of PQ will be equals to 6 minus 0 divided by 20 minus 8, 6 by 12, which means 1 by 12. Not 1 by 12, 1 by 2. Now, the gradient of the perpendicular bisector will be equals to negative 2, because we know that when you have when the product of the perpendicular lines will be equals to minus 1 or the negative reciprocal. Similarly, we have to find out the midpoint. So midpoint will be equals to 8 plus 20 divided by 2 and then 0 plus 6 divided by 2. So this will be 14 and this will be 3. So now 14 and 3 we have a point. So what we have to do, we have to use this equation for the equation of the line. Let me write it over here. Equation of line. For equation of line, what we can do is we can use this equation m into x minus x1. Now what we have to do is just put the values over here. Y minus 3 is equals to minus 2 into x minus 14. Now if we simplify it, this will be y minus 3 is equals to minus 2x plus 28. And finally we can say y is equals to minus 2x plus 28 plus 3. So y is equals to minus 2x plus 31. Minus 2x plus 31. This will be the final answer. I hope that the concept is clear. Let's move to question number 26. Now in question number 26, we know that y is equals to this and dy by dx is equals to this. Now what we have to do, first of all we have to find out dy by dx for this equation. So dy by dx will be equals to 11a x power 11 minus 1. So we have to move the power towards the start point and then subtract minus 1 from the power. Then plus 3 into b x power b minus 1. Now finally what we can do is we can simplify it like this. Dy by df x will be equals to 11a x power 10 plus 3b x power b minus 1. Now from here what we have to do, we have to compare the coefficients, but before that let me write it like this. 44 x power 10 plus 18 x power c is equals to 11 xa x power 10 plus 3b, not 3b, not 3b, this should be, yes, no, 3b x power b minus 1. Now from here what we have to do is comparing coefficients. Now how we can compare the coefficients? Let's check this one. Now from here if we compare the coefficients of x power 10, this should be 44 is equals to 11a. So if we divide it, this will be a will be equals to 44 by 11, which means a will be equals to 4. The value of a will be 4. Now let's compare the other one. If we compare the coefficient of the second term, this should be 18 should be equals to 3b, which means b will be equals to 18 by 3, which means b will be equals to 6. Now what about c? how to find the value of C. For C, what we have to do is we have to compare the powers. Compare the powers. So compare the powers. So compare the powers means that C should be equals to B minus 1. Now the value of B is 6. So 6 minus 1, C is equals to 5. So this will be the final answer. I hope that the concept is clear. Let's move to the last question, that is question number 27. Calculate the angle between the diagonal AP and the base ABC. Good question. Now what we have to do is we have to compare the we have to compare the coefficient actually. Okay, we have to compare we have to find the angle between these two lines. We have to calculate the angle between these two lines. Now this one is a cube. It means that these two lengths will be same, and this length will also be L. So what we have to do is we have to write it like this, that but first of all we have to find out the AC. So AC will be equals to length square plus length square. Actually we are using the Pythagoras theorem. Hypotenuse square is equals to base square plus perpendicular square and square root. So AC will be equals to 2L square, and which means AC will be equals to square root of 2L. Now what we have to do is we have to use Pythagoras theorem on the triangle. Now this one is basically I am applying the Pythagoras theorem on triangle A, B and C. Let me write it over here, that Pythagoras theorem. Now what we have to do, apply Pythagoras theorem. If you have any question, please do ask it in the comment section. Now what we have to do is on the triangle triangle ACP. Now on ACP, if we use the triangle, no need to use the Pythagoras theorem, by the way. We can use, no need to use the Pythagoras theorem over here. On triangle ACP, we have to find out the angle, because you have to read the question carefully. Calculate the angle between the diagonal AP and the base ABCD. So we know the value of AC, we know the value of CP, base and perpendicular. So we will use tan of required, let's say this angle is X. Tan of X will be equals to perpendicular over base. Base is AC. So just put the values over here. So tan of X is equals to length divided by AC square root of 2L. We can cancel out these two. So from here we can write it as tan of X is equals to 1 by square root of 2, which means X is equals to tan inverse of 1 by square root of 2. Now use the calculator and find the value, final value. So this will be equals to mod this shift tan inverse of fraction 1 by square root of 2. So this will be equals to 35.264. 35.2643. We know that this one is an angle, so we have to correct it up to the 1 decimal place. 35.3 degrees will be the final answer. I hope that the concept is clear, and if still you have any question, you can ask it in the comment section, and you can see the link in the description where you can join my WhatsApp group and you can contact for the classes for the AS level, A level, and you can contact me for any subject, because you can see the faculty we have, and if you need any help, any question, you can ask it in the comment section. Thank you so much.